Rosa here from Carolyn's Musings, bringing you a tutorial on how to make this adorable folio with gingies. I love gingies. Miss Carolyn knows I love gingies. So I went into this tutorial only having created the skeleton, the base for this folio. So you'll see me kind of take breaks or pauses in between, and that's because I was creating as I went. I was making up as I went, and I gotta say that I'm very pleased with it. So I'm gonna give you a quick flip through, and you'll see what I mean with this adorable kit. So this to me reminds me of like my quilting days when you would combine fabrics. I don't know, but I love this combination, the contrast. I love it. I did this cute little dangle for it. I layered 2 layers of craft cardstock, and then of course I glued the tag on both sides so that it was visible on both sides. That's the back spine. I thought that by at least giving us a 5/8 of an inch, that would have been enough, but quickly finding out it wasn't. It's amazing how paper just expands. For on the back, there's a pocket, and for the closure, it was an afterthought because I forgot about how to close it, so I created this elastic band, and I tied the oh my gosh, the elastic in place with the eyelets, and I'll show you in the video how to do that. And this is the front flap. You open it up. Here's the inside of the flap. It opens up. I put a little 3-dimensional element there. There's a pocket here, and we open it up this way. This is supposed to be closed. This here, I love it. It's like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's 3-dimensional. So I used foam tabs like these to give it some dimension. And so I did it with the cake, the cakes here, the gingies, and the stovetop part. Love it. I thought it was so cute. Love her. Adorable. So this opens up, this opens up. We have a pocket. I just stuck a piece of faux note paper. Same here. And this flips up. This flips up. This flips up. And it also opens this way. So for this part, it's not in the tutorial, but basically you're gonna take a, let's see here. You're gonna take, you know, piece of paper, fold it in half, and this part here gets glued to the base, and then this part here gets glued to here. So that way you can flip it. You can also, you know, close these edges or here and here and create pockets. Possibilities are endless. I love flippings. Okay, so then we come here. I absolutely love this image. I don't know, it just reminds me of my grandbabies when we bake cookies at Christmas. Open it here. I tucked envelopes in there, and then I sewed a signature, and that's where my folio started getting bulky, because I started trying to, not too crazy, but you know, lightly embellish in the signatures, and it added bulk. But how can you not add, you know, something to your pages? And then this one, I added, I fussy cut this bow and put it up on 3-dimensional dots. That's the word, three-dimensional dots. In this case, squares. This flips up, and I have a belly band. I glued the star halfway so that it keeps the tags from falling down. And then here, this is part of the kit, that not the buttons, but the flaps. And this flips open, this flips open, and oh my gosh, I left pockets empty. These are pockets and I left them empty. I forgot about those. And then I put the recipes in there. How cute is that? I mean, when I started, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And wow, our brains, you know, our creative brains can just amaze us sometimes, yeah. But yeah, so I absolutely love this. Yay. So join me as we create this folio. Have fun. Okay, so we're gonna create our base. I did a really simple prototype to get me going, and hopefully this will work out. So it will flip open this way, it will flip open this way, it will flip open this way, and inside, well, everywhere you can have pockets and whatnot. Then we're gonna have some other flipping elements. And then on the back, there's a pocket, and the spine is about 5/8 of an inch wide. And rather than just using 110-pound cardstock like normal that, you know, we print front and back, I am going to use craft cardstock, I'm sorry, and then do overlays. All right, so let's get our base cut out. So for this piece, you're not going to cut down anything. This is 8.5 inches high by 11 inches wide, and you're going to score at 5 3/8 and at 6. Okay, and when you fold on your score lines, you're going to have a lip, and this lip is about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, set that aside. The next piece, so this is your 8.5 by 11 craft cardstock, and you're going to cut it at 7.5. All right, and then you're going to score at 4 and at 4 5/8. All right, and you're going to fold on your scored lines. And the next piece, it measures 8.5 high by 11, and you're gonna cut it at 6 inches. Okay, and then you are going to score at 5 1/4 and at 5 1/2. And of course, you fold on the scored lines, and you get something like that. Okay. Okay, so let's cut some pieces to go over our different parts of the folio. This part right here is a wraparound that creates a pocket in the back. So this is your front, spine, and then a pocket in the back. So for the front top layer, you're gonna need a piece that is, oh, I'm sorry, I am using 110-pound cardstock. This piece is 3 3/4 by 8 1/4, and that will go right here on the front. Then you'll need a piece that is 8.5, I'm sorry, a half inch by 8 1/4, and that will go on your spine. And then for the back that covers the pocket is 2 5/8 wide by 8 1/4 high. And it's up to you whether you want to continue the design right here. This is gonna, before you glue this pocket, you're gonna put this right here. Or if you wanna then break it up. this would be like side by side. You pick whatever you want. I'm thinking I'm going to break it up and then save this if you're not going to use it for here, to create tags, or maybe we need something for the inside. So this piece is 3 inches by 8 1/4, and like I said, we're going to glue that before gluing down the pocket. Then you'll need another 1/2 inch piece for the other spine, and we're back to the front. And I'm still considering this part of the outside, so I am going to then use this piece, which is 4 7/8 by 8 1/4. 4 7/8 by 8 1/4, and that way that will break up the collage part of it. I love that contrast. Okay, so then get your pieces distressed and come back. Okay, so we're going to grab our 8 1/2 by 7 1/2 piece. That is the front of your folio, the spine, and the back pocket. This is the back pocket, and that's the front of the folio. And you're going to grab the pieces that measure 3 3/4, 1/2 inch, and 2 5/8. And we're going to glue these pieces to here. And they will go like so. Okay, so I will glue that down and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't glue this on camera because I had forgotten to distress my toppers, the top layers. So distress if you'd like. And I also decided to round these left corners. This will go like that. Okay, so next you're going to need the piece that's 8 1/2 by 11, the one that has the 1/4 inch lip right here, and this will go like this, and it will create a pocket in the back. So this is the back, then this is the other spine, or your left spine, right spine, and then this is sort of outside and inside. So you're gonna need your other 3 pieces that we cut earlier. This one is 3 inches by 8 1/4, and that will sit right here, and it will go just under the pocket, but we're just gonna glue that like so. Then you're gonna glue your spine, and then we're back to the front, and that's where you're going to glue this other topper, which is 4 7/8 by 8 1/4, and I rounded these corners right here, and then that will sit right there. Okay, so if I take away that and we open up our piece so that the outside is facing you, you will glue this 3 inch part, yes, 3 inches. You will glue it, leaving a margin that's even all the way around, close to your spine, because the pocket will cover that. Then your spine piece that will cover your spine, and your 4 7/8 piece that will go right here. Okay, so glue those in place and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have, I've glued the pieces, and this would look like, oops, this will look like this. Here's the back. This will be a pocket. Okay, and we have one more piece to our folio. So this piece goes inside, but you have to glue this first before you can glue the pocket. So let's open this up, and we are going to remove this piece, which is your front and pocket and back pocket. And you're going to take your piece that measures 8.5 by 6. And you have a spine, a small spine right here, and then you have this glue tab. So this glue tab, you're gonna glue this piece up to, but not past, that first score line, like so. Now that that's done, let's flip this over, and since this is where our pocket will go, like so, and if you were to put anything in here, it would catch probably with this lip right there. So what I would do is grab a piece of tape and just straddle it over that lip. Burnish it down. And that way when you put something in that pocket, it won't get caught. Okay? All right, so moving on. So this is what our piece looks like right now. So we need to glue this back pocket. So let's flip this over. And you are going to glue this, you're going to apply glue to this edge, the edge closest to the score mark, and this edge. When I did my prototype, I put the glue here, so I glued out my pocket and I had to like pry it open. And you're going to meet this first score line with this first score line. So it will fall like this. Okay? So here's the pocket. This first score line is what we need to match here, but not go past it. So I find it easier if I just flatten it out like that. And then we'll apply glue. Hopefully I'm doing this right. We'll apply glue here, closest to the score line, up the edge, and up this other edge. And you can put a notch if you'd like. I don't know what's gonna go in there yet, so. And remember, up to the score line, but not past it, especially since this is now a little bulkier. Okay. And there's the back pocket. All right, it's taking shape. So here we go. That's the front, your spine, the back. You have a pocket. I won't pull it because it's still wet. And your back spine. And this is what we've got going in. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, let's continue on. So we are now on the very inner part of the folio, the very, very inside. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces for the inside. So this one you'll cut at 4 3/4 by 8 1/4, 1/2 inch wide by 8 1/4 for your spine. This one is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. This one is, I wrote an 1/8, but it's a hair over an 1/8, but not quite a 1/4. So just shy of a 1/4 inch by 8 1/4. And this one is 5 inches wide by 8 1/4. And before we glue, oh, see, I forgot again. I gotta distress my papers. But before we glue them down, I've chosen to add an envelope. And this envelope measures, here's a flap, measures 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. And the cutout for the top is 4 1/8 by 5 1/2. And I did a thumb divot, thumb pull, so that we can make it into a pocket. But before I glue this panel down, I wanted to slide this under so that we could have a flip. Okay, and then I cut, because I printed 2 of that page, I cut out certain elements from the second printout that I will put like foam tape under to make it sort of stand out like 3-dimensional. And this one, before I glue it down, I'm missing a part. Hold on. All right, so I had forgotten this piece, which I'll explain in a minute. And I went ahead and glued down some pieces, but I will talk you through them. Okay, so I glued down the spines and I glued down that panel. This we'll talk about in a minute, and I haven't glued that down, and this one I've partially constructed. So I was gonna do 1 envelope. I ended up doing 2. I went ahead and added the foams to the little pieces that I had on there. I don't know if you can tell, they're 3-dimensional, but this is what I did. I added foam to the back of it. This is the top part of the stove, and I think it just adds a cool 3D effect. Let's see. This is what I use. They're like strips, which I believe are for the shakers. And I mean, look at all that. That's a whole bunch. That's the product label. Ooh, I almost took them all out. Okay, so very cool. So we've got a pocket here. We've got a pocket here. I didn't do a pocket there, but you've got a pocket here. And these are 3 inches wide by 5.5 inches high. And so this whole thing will get glued to the back. So this part right here, I wasn't sure if to add it or not, but why not? So this piece is 4.5 wide by 8.25 high, and then I scored it at 1 inch from the top. Fold it, and I forgot to print on the back side, so I glued piece of, I think it's 24-pound paper on the back. So we will center this on the panel. And it shifted on me, I felt it. Just center it and press. And this will be a flip up. And then we will apply glue to the whole thing. And center it in the panel, or on the panel. You can add a small strip here if you like. Oh. And then for this pocket, what I did was matched her up with the picture, and then I drew little tick marks so that I knew where to place her. Believe me, you need it. So let's glue the pocket in place. I was checking if I distressed it because I keep forgetting to do that. A little glue under the little corner. And hold your breath. She's so cute. I'm such a sucker for gingies. All right, now for the middle panel. So this part that I forgot, this measures 5 inches wide by 8.25 high, and then I scored it at a 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch, and then you're gonna fold on those lines and it will create a 1/8 inch spine. And then this is the panel for the topper for your panel. And this is part of the kit. And I was thinking of gluing it under the panel. That way, when it flips up, you don't see as if you glued it here, then you'll see the raw tab. So if you put it in here, it's a cleaner look. And then same with this one. We'll put it under the panel, under your topper, like so. And then this one will go behind everything. So this one you could cut at 5 inches. I don't know why I said, what did I say? 5 inches wide. Is it 5 inches wide? Yes. And what is this? It is, I can't see it. 5 1/4, almost 1/4. So you can cut this one at 5 1/4, because now it's gonna look funny because it's short in width. Okay, so let's center this and glue. Okay, and then we'll take this one and put it here. And glue. And then I will add probably some brads or something to keep that closed. And then this one, you will center, well, if you have the 5 1/4, you won't have to, you'll have it even out, all the way out to the edges. So with this one, you're going to distress this so you can see. You see the line. Okay, so make sure I have it the right way. And we center. And you are going to glue it. Yeah. So you're not going to glue it next to this first score line. You want to glue it to this second one, the one closest to the edge. And up to, but not past your score line. Glue. And reshape your mini spine. Okay. And now we can glue our piece to the center panel. Okay, looking good, looking good. I will try to put a link to the products that I've used, in case you're curious or, you know, you're a fan of toys, because I love toys. And I love this little gadget. Okay, that should be good. That's good. That's good. You can add Velcro here if you need to. You can add Velcro here if you need to. And let's see. So we still got those pieces. Okay. All right. So if you haven't guessed, I am making this up as I go. So let me see what I can find for here. Oh, wait, one more thing before I go. I meant to put these on here. These cute little pockets. And these are all on the Gingerbread Bakery kit, junk journal kit. And I haven't even begun to embellish, so this is just kind of construction, the base of the folio. Okay, and then this one, we'll put it that way. So cute. And then we can add some ephemera, some little collages. Okay. So for now, we can close these up, and we are on here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am going to glue these. I'm going to show you a couple of things. So this piece measures 5 1/8 wide by 8 1/4 high, and we will glue that there. This piece is 3 3/4 wide by 8 1/4 high. I've already glued the other spine. This one is, again, like this one, 1/2 inch by 8 1/4. And don't forget this itty bitty one there. That one, again, it's shy of 1/4 inch. Little more than 1/8, less than 1/4. And before I glue this one down, I wanted to add a flippy and a fussy cut. So I took a 1/16 of an inch paper punch, hole punch. There we go. It's like the, oh, this is an envelope. So it is like a super tiny hole. I don't even know if you can, yeah, there you go. It's a super tiny hole. And I am going to make a 1/16 of an inch hole in the center of my fussy cut, a 1/16 of an inch hole punch, or punch a hole in the center of that. I couldn't find my brass brad, so this one will do. This one's like a super tiny one. And I am going to feed it through the fussy cut, feed it through my panel here, and and ooh, sorry, and flatten it open. And this will just be a little interactive piece. And then, actually, yeah, I can if we just glue, you know, around it and not glue behind it. And a tidbit for fussy cutting out the window to this pocket. If you have a long reach hole punch, I just create a few hole punches and grab yourself some sharp, oh my gosh, sharp ended scissors. These are Friskers, and they are really sharp, and the ends are super great for intricate cutting. So by doing this, you can introduce your scissor in there easier rather than poking holes with your, you know, stabbing. And just ever so carefully you cut around. Like I said, these scissors are wonderful. It's hard to use regular scissors because they're bulky. And these, you know, are tiny and sharp, if I didn't mention that. And I'm not doing a very good job because I am rushing. But you get the gist of it. Whereas if you're trying to use, you know, something like this, it is just so hard. I mean, nearly impossible. Okay, so then I am going to use this as a flip. So I am going to, I've already glued this one, but you're going to put glue here and here, and you're gonna close it. And then this I bent back. Okay, so that's what I've got right here, and I've got the window, and you can put acetate or vellum paper behind there. Actually, I forgot. Oh goodness. And I am going to cover my little Gingy so that when you open it, she's a surprise. All right, so yeah, that's a good spot. Okay, so let's glue. Okay, and I think we're ready to glue it down. And we got another flip. And then I think I'm gonna leave this one plain, and I have to think of what to put on there. I fussy cut her out. So I am going to do an element with her. She's precious. Oh my gosh, you guys. I thought I need to do another printout so I can cut the handle to the oven out and I can hang a little towel. I thought of that after. How cute would that be? I went ahead and put a Velcro here to keep that closed. May possibly need one there too. Yeah. So let's put a small Velcro. These are pretty good. I have huge ones too. Oh, oh no. I lost it. I lost it. These are the big ones. They got tiny. All right, so I put these together first, and then the clear part I glue in the bottom right here. So I'll put this, should I put it in the middle? Yeah, see, that's the clear part. And so you don't see that part. And then I need to make a tag for that. Did I glue this? Yep. What else? What else? Oh, and on this tab, just a tidbit. You cut, instead of cutting these, you know, pieces around like this, just cut square and fold it in half. And you can either cut it by hand, or I just take a 1-inch circle punch and ever so slightly, you know, just barely going in there, just catching all the outline, and you get a nice cut. And then I like to round the corners, whether it's the big one or the little one. I think it softens it, so there. And then you ink it and put it where you want. Okay, what else? What else? Oh, I am going to, I printed 5 pages to create a signature, very neutral, since we've got so much going on. I am going to sew it on here. I think we might need more space. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I also want to add a little dangle. All right, so I'm gonna keep the holes. Let me think. Maybe I should cut this down some more on the height so I can put my dangle. All right. Bye. We're almost there. We're almost there. Hang on. Okay, so I cut down the signature, the height to 8 inches. And the width is 5 1/4 folded. So 10 1/2. And I am going and I cut a piece of paper the height of my signatures and 2 inches. And hang on 1 second and we'll get to that. I want to get this on first in case I can't do it later with the signatures on there. I won't be able to put my crocodile there. So I put my signature flush with the decorative paper, and then I drew a little tick mark, so then I know where to put my brad, or my eyelid, I'm sorry. I made a dangle for this already. Oh, guys, I gotta put it from the outside in, so it looks pretty on the outside. Oh no, I don't want to go in. There we go. That looks so pretty. Okay. And what happened? Oh, the lock engaged. I'm like, oh no, it broke. Okay. And let's see. Okay, so I'm going to, it's not big enough. I didn't want to pull out my big scoreboard, but actually all you have to do is just fold it in half. But let's so I'm gonna, this is 2 inches wide, so I'm just gonna score it at 1. And let's see. I'm just eyeballing the middle, and I guess since we put the eyelid up top, it doesn't matter where I put this stitch. It'll be good. So just eyeballing it. Okay, so we will put this in the center of our signatures. I've got some foamy thing that came in some packaging. Don't know where it came from. I've had it forever. And take your pokey tool and poke where you mark. And hopefully they all are centered. Okay. And same thing here. Let's see. I'm aligning the paper with the tick mark that I made, and I see that that's where one hole is. This is another hole, and another hole. And that looks pretty centered. So let's poke our holes. And if you want to, this one you can't see since it's black, but poke it from the outside in to push the cardboard back in, or your paper. Okay, so sew your signature. We're gonna do a 3 pamphlet stitch. And guess what? Oh my gosh, my wax thread is in a box, so hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. So we are going to cut a length that is, they say 2.5, but I like 3 just for good measure. I don't like running out of thread. So thread it onto a needle, and we're going to start from the center of your signature, pull your thread through, go through the center hole of your folio, pull your thread, leave yourself a tail. Now we're gonna go through the bottom hole or the top, doesn't matter. Oh, I got lucky. And through the signature, and through the top, and through your folio, and again through the center, and I got lucky again, and I ended up on the right side of the thread. So you want to end up straddled, where one end is to the right and one end is to the left of this center thread. Okay, we can get rid of our needle. And you want to make sure that you pull taut, not, and that you're not pulling so tight that you're gonna rip your paper. So that's pretty good. And I'm not going to dangle anything on here because I'm gonna put a dangle on the spine. So I'm gonna cut this, but otherwise, sorry, you can leave these long and put some dangles on there, but I'm gonna cut these short. Okay, so there's our signature, looking good. And now I'm going to add my dangle. You guys, look how cute this is. How cute is that? So I took the craft paper, 2 layers of craft paper, glued it together, and then the baking team, whatever paper that was on, I printed it twice, so it was so that it will be double-sided. And I tell you what, this stuff is strong after it dries, the glue. So, anywho, get myself a jump ring and hopefully it will fit. I put it close enough to the edge where I can catch everything. Ooh, I think it's gonna work. A little fiddly. Let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys, how cute is that? It's precious. Okay, one more thing, and that's the closure. Actually, I hadn't thought of what to do for it till recently. So what I've done is I've taken an image, printed it twice, and layered it with cardstock in between, and it's very sturdy. So you can do, you know, 2 layers of cardstock with your images, which are also printed on cardstock, and it's very sturdy. So I'm gonna do an elastic, a removable elastic binding, and it'll wrap around. So I've already done one part, and my eyelets have washers, so it's a little bit of a cleaner look to it. So I've already pre-measured my elastic, but basically you're gonna wrap it around, and you wanna, and the book grew because it feels tighter. Anyway, so you wanna measure from, you know, where your elastic starts to where it's gonna end. I already have a hole there, and that's where you're going to measure your elastic to, or mark it to, and that's why the pin's there. I am going to, ow, I just pricked myself. I'm gonna insert the elastic through the hole, and I'm gonna go to where the pin is. I'm gonna remove my marker. I'm gonna insert my eyelet. And then I'm gonna put my washer on there. I like these washers because they just give a really clean finish, and hopefully it won't pop off before I can clamp it down. And nice. And I'm gonna leave just a hair of a tail. It's just a hair of a tail, see? Just in case. And we're gonna reverse it. And pop it over the book. And voila. Look at that, beautiful. That's so pretty. I love it. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks for watching.